Hello everyone, long time no see. My name is Dion. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know, I'm an occupational therapist. I graduated from graduate school 2 years ago. I have a blog called beautyinot.com, and you can also follow me on Instagram, the same name, beautyinot.com. So if you came to this video, it's because you're getting ready to start school, or you're a new grad student. You have already filled out the applications and you have already gotten into graduate school, so congratulations. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back. So in this video, I'm just gonna give like a quick 5 tips on how I was able to prepare for my first semester of graduate school / OT school. So the first tip is about books. So find your books. Your professor more than likely is going to email you your syllabus maybe a week before if you're lucky, or a couple days before your class starts, and it's going to tell you the books that you need. Now you have to figure out, am I going to rent my books or am I going to buy my books? And the reason I say that is because there's some books that you're going to need for just like one class or just one semester, and then there's some books that are actually going to follow you throughout the entire course of your graduate school career. So once you figure out what those books are, you can go ahead and you can buy them, but keep your receipts, because if you're lucky, sometimes your professor will provide you with PowerPoints that are so detailed that you may not need the book if you're lucky. And then there's always Google. If not, find out if these are books that you're gonna need for this semester and other semesters, so you can go ahead and buy them. And some cases you can actually rent the book and then eventually purchase them if you find out you do need them later. And then I know that you want to get ahead of the game, and you're going to start reading ahead of time, reading the chapters that you see. You don't have to know everything in full detail, but even if it's just to start browsing through those chapters and just getting familiar with what's going on, so that way you're a little bit more prepared on that first day of class. So tip number 2, I would say, is to plan ahead. Get yourself an actual day planner. Now I know some people like to put down things that are due, assignments, errands, so on, in your Google Calendar, but I find that having an actual written calendar where I actually write down what I have to do, you could get yourself a cheap day planner even from the dollar store, to really cute day planners from Staples, so on and so forth. Whatever you get, make sure you get yourself an actual written day planner and a pencil. And I say pencil because sometimes you look at your syllabus and it'll have all the assignments that are due, but assignments can change. So I would suggest that initially you write them down in pencil. This is a planner that I've been using for the year, and I used something similar to this when I was in graduate school. And also what I did was I had different highlighters, right? And then I would use each color for something different. So then green would be for something for maybe kinesiology, and then orange would be for management and OT, and then maybe pink would be for intro to OT, so on and so forth, right? So then that's how I kept myself organized. And also it's just kind of like a visual cue. It's a visual reminder. If you see something coming up that's in blue, you're like, oh, I have this due for this class, so on and so forth. Whereas if I was to put it in my phone, I have to actually open my phone, go into my calendar, and then more than likely I'm gonna get distracted by something else, like a text message. So with that being said, speaking of distractions, you're going to have to learn to decrease your distractions. Now notice I said decrease, not get rid of. The world is full of distractions. There's no way to completely get rid of everything. We all love social media. I love social media. But if that means you're gonna have to maybe take the Instagram app off your phone, or the Twitter, or the Facebook, or what other apps are out there, the TikTok, you know, whatever you young people are using, you know, just take them off your phone for a little bit just to decrease the distraction. Also, I would consider even changing around your room. Let's say in your room you have your TV, you have your PlayStation or whatever game console you have. You know, you're gonna like try to take your book into your room, try to study, and then you're just gonna either just pass out in your bed, or you're gonna turn on the TV to like watch something. So like maybe instead of doing that, you just make sure, okay, I'm gonna like spend more time in like, you know, the library, or spend more time like in the living room, or just move those things to another room just to like decrease the distraction until you feel like you have like a balance in between like your social like media life or your play life and your grad school life. Tip number 3 is learn how to study again. When you're an undergrad, a lot of your tests have to do with memorization. Graduate school is like when you're now applying those things that you learned in undergrad. So like say in anatomy, you had anatomy 2. In anatomy and physiology 2, you had to memorize. Then now you're gonna have, you know, kinesiology, and now you're gonna have to apply what you memorized, what you learned in anatomy 1 and 2, and now you can apply it to kinesiology. So your tests now are no longer, more than likely, because I don't know, maybe every program is different, but I know for my program and what I remember in graduate school, your tests now aren't going to really focus on what is the correct answer, but more like what's the best answer. Last tip that I would give in order for you to prepare for your first semester in OT school, your first semester in graduate school, is to find your tribe, find your people, you know, find your group. And the reason I say this is no one else is going to understand what you're going through. Graduate school may or may not, but it may take a toll on you physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, you're going to need people to talk to relate to vent to, and your friends and family that aren't going to school with you may not really understand like when you talk to them. So my suggestion is, you know, that first like day, try to find some people to start a study group with. If you know, if you're that kind of person, if you're really like, you know, talkative and outgoing, and you're not afraid to like take the initiative. And even though I just told you to like stay off the computer, stay off the apps, stay off social media, I would say though, what was good for me was finding like Facebook groups. So it was like other groups of people that were starting like their first semester or trying to get into school. Just basically finding a way to just find like camaraderie, like finding a group of people that are going through the same thing that you're going through, because it's going to really be helpful, not just for your first semester, but throughout your entire graduate school career. So that's all I have for now. I just wanted to come back, do a really quick video. Thank you for everyone who visits my blog. Thank you for everyone who like still watches my videos. And thank you for everyone who's subscribed to my channel. Again, my name is Dion, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.